guess I would be completely remiss if I did not do a reading on Cardi B. I think this is probably like the first time I've done a reading in this fashion on Cardi B. Not 100% sure. Also, you all are going to have to be very forgiving of me because I have the hiccups. So I'm trying to drink some water to get rid of them. I even tried to look at like Donald Trump porn so that I could scare myself and try to get rid of them, and that shit did not work. Okay. Anyway, I'm not going to hold you all up. Welcome to the reading. I'm going to be your reader for today, Dr. Quintari Shakir, otherwise known as Huganzo. I reveal the invisible forces in entertainment and politics with a specific emphasis on how to handle and manage crises in the personal and professional lives of the people that I analyze. Okay, so getting right into it, we're going to be looking into Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. The first thing that we're going to begin with is a personality reading on Cardi B. If you all enjoy seeing me and having me back, please let me know in the comments. Again, if you're watching this video, please like the video, please subscribe to the video, please share the video as well with other people that may be interested in seeing psychic interpretations of what's going on in the public life. The final thing that I want to say is that everything that you see in these videos is alleged. Absolutely none of it is true. Psychic readings are for entertainment purposes only, and you are only supposed to be here to be entertained. This is not journalism. If you are looking for a channel that does good journalism, this one is not it. If anything, we just are just speculating on what shows up in people's lives. All right, so Cardi B was the first thing that we see. Well, I'm gonna just put this in the camera. Can y'all read that? Y'all see that? The first card that we got for Cardi B is the card for the prostitute. The card reads that this person accentuates the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of their spirit, and the shadow side is that they place material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Essentially, the card for the prostitute is saying that Cardi B has abundance that's available to her. The choices that she makes are ones that most people would say are compromising, my integrity in some way. This is not to say that Cardi B doesn't have morals, but the card for the prostitute is saying that she's not above selling her soul to achieve some sort of success. So selling your soul can look like having sex for money, right? It can actually look as plain as that. If you consider your soul to be directly connected to your genitals and the experience of having sex, this is basically saying that she's not above that. The other thing for the prostitute personality is that this is a transactional personality type, one that prioritizes like bargains and fair exchange over just giving generously or giving freely. This is not to say that I don't think that Cardi B can't make love for free, or that she's not into making love, but as you can see here from the prostitute card, it's pretty much, if it don't make money, it don't make sense. Everything that she does, there's a financial motive behind it. She's getting paid in some way, whether that's an endorsement on the front end, or it's receiving ad revenue on the back end. You know what I'm saying? But the prostitute archetype is about what is it that you're willing to give up in order to feel secure. But beyond that, let's talk about love and relationships. The prostitute archetype can also be about what are you willing to give up in order to feel loved? What am I willing to trade to stay safe in this relationship? What am I willing to trade to get ahead in this relationship? one of the things that I do feel from this prostitute card is that Cardi B is able to, she's able to negotiate fairly without betraying herself. And she ensures that there is proper energy given in return for some material exchange. But also, the prostitute card describes like her tendency to stay in toxic relationships longer than she should, and she may stay in those relationships for some form of money or status. I cannot believe that that's the first fucking card that came up. Anyway, the Avenger. So the Avenger is essentially saying that she's an advocate. That she is, she cares about social and political justice advocacy, especially during this time of her life. She feels that what happens to humanity or what happens to a collective of people is something that she should be outraged and angry about. This is something that she should speak out about, something that she has to be incredibly vocal about. The Avenger card is also talking about her not being above throwing hands, especially at this time of her life. Like she actually will fight for justice. She will fight on behalf of her children. The other thing that I'm seeing from this Avenger card is that she feels like she has to protect the vulnerable or the voiceless people. And she feels that she's an initiator of transform, in social transform or political transform. Now, the other thing that I'm seeing about the shadow side of the Avenger card is that she can, in her feeling like she's advocating for something, she can be so focused on fighting that she ends up destroying the thing that she. This is not an endorsement for Quick Trip, but I've got to have some water here because I got the hiccups. So this is saying that she's not above resorting to violence to get her point across, but in her resorting to violence, she might end up destroying the thing that she's supposed to be correcting. The other thing about the Avenger is that they can turn their trauma into perpetual warfare. So if she feels that other people are being wronged, she can go on and on and on and on and on and on about these things. Hit the skull emoji if you are enjoying this reading, and if you are live with me while this reading is replaying, you need to be interacting in the comments. I have been live several times this week, and I've seen 8-10 people on, and absolutely nobody's talking in my comments. Y'all don't interact with each other, and if we're trying to build a community and get me on this road to 100,000 subscribers, we got to start interacting with each other. Okay, so we have the card for the goddess. This is speaking specifically about her connection to deities. She is she's a Libra. So she's naturally going to be a very sensual woman. She is incredibly effeminate in terms of her aesthetic. The things that she's attracted to materially are very feminine. But this goddess archetype is about how Cardi B honors her emotions. For her emotions are a sacred language. If she feels something, she's going to communicate it, and she feels that she has to get it out right then and right there, because what she has to say, as she feels, can transform somebody else's life. It can transform the world. The other thing that about the goddess archetype is that it kind of contradicts the Avenger, because the Avenger is saying that she goes about creating change through force, but the goddess is saying that she uses her natural feminine allure and her natural magnetism to create the change that she wants to see in the world. The other thing about Cardi B is that this goddess card is giving her the gift of intuition. So we're dealing with somebody that while she's incredibly feminine, the shadow aspect of her is that she might use her feminine mystique to control others, or to seduce other people. This is also to say that she uses her feminine mystique on her fan base. People with this goddess archetype attribute, they have this way of using their beauty and their charisma to distract people from their actual problems or from their actual faults. The other thing about the goddess archetype for Cardi B is that she can martyr herself in love. She can be over giving, over sacrificing, overly soft, overly accommodating, so that she can keep her partner around. We got the card for the mother. So Cardi B's a natural nurturer. This isn't just about how she operates with her kids, but I'm saying that she's a natural nurturer. Like if she has a close relationship with her grandmother, she took really good care of her grandmother. I know that she has a younger sister. I know that she looks after her younger sister. She's never going to abandon her. If she loves you, she's going to give you unconditional love. The other thing about the mother is she understands what it's like to give life, and she knows how to nourish other people without losing herself, because she gives and gives and gives, and she identifies herself as a giver. Cardi B wants to provide safety to the people that she loves. She wants to help them stabilize their feelings, stabilize their emotions. Again, this couple with the goddess archetype, the mother and the goddess archetype, is basically saying that she gives unconditionally to people, but it's also saying she gives too much. She gives so much, and she expects love. Like, she's like, if I love on you, I expect you to love me back. If I love on you, I expect you to be loyal to me. And even though she doesn't get lost in her role, she can neglect herself. And she starts to resent the people that she nurtures, because those people may not love her back the way that she loves them, or those people may not be loyal to her in the way that she was to them. Okay. The God card. Okay, this is all about deities. So she's got the God and the goddess card. So whatever Orisha she works with, she has a male patron and a female patron. I wouldn't be surprised if this goddess was the Orisha Oshun. I wouldn't be surprised if the god was Shango. That's just what I feel. I mean, the other god, I feel it could be Ogun. Maybe Oshimare, because she got the god and the goddess, but I really feel like this is Shango. That's just what I feel. I'm not an Ifa priest. I'm not an Orisha reader. That's just what I'm feeling. So do not come in my goddamn comments hopping on my nuts. Okay. But the God archetype is basically saying that Cardi B operates at a high vibration of cosmic consciousness. She understands purpose. She understands destiny. I think that, for example, her marriage to Offset, I feel like if she was in this marriage to him for so long, this was because she felt like her divine purpose was to have children. Even with Stefon Diggs, she might feel like her divine purpose is to have children. She's going to apply some sort of spiritual insight to any decision that she makes in her life. The God card also says that Cardi B has a compassionate side to her. She's incredibly discerning. She is a visionary. She can prophesy over other people. She can prophesy over her own life. But this God card is also saying that she has a God complex where she might feel she's always worthy of praise. She might feel like no one is supposed to criticize her. She feels as though she is a very powerful force. She feels as though she has an ethereal presence. But the God card says that, you know, people with this particular personality type often feel like they need to be glorified, that they have to be glorified in some way. So we're gonna draw like 2 more cards about Cardi B, and then end it there. The athlete. This is not talking about her athleticism. I'm sorry. This card is not talking about that. I feel like this athlete card is much more symbolic. I think it's talking about her need for her self-improvement. Like, that's what it's talking about. She's someone that's going to master herself through discipline. Excuse me, y'all. She honors, you know, I want to say she honors her body as though it's a temple, but this is not talking about how she treats it as far as like surgeries or food or fitness, but more so like she does spiritual cleansings. You know, she takes her spiritual baths. She keeps her, you know, she has really good hygiene, and she makes sure that there's no wing sauce under her fingernails. The other thing about the athlete card is that athletes do have a tendency to be inspirational. So she's going to motivate the people around her to achieve their highest potential. But the shadow side of the athlete is that it is also egotistical, very much like the God card. So this is saying that Cardi B competes with other people for ego validation. The athlete also says that as far as sex, she might see her body or other people's body as an object, not a spiritual vessel, if that makes any sense. But all in all, I don't get from this that she's working out. I that's not what I'm feeling from this card. This card is about, this is a woman that is, as I said, she's about self-improvement. She is going to work to transcend herself. Like, if we're talking about the music and the music industry, she's always trying to top her last hit. That's what she thinks about. But she also compares herself to other people too, and she will try to, you know, outshine them. If they are a measurement of success, and in that moment she has to use them as a measurement of success, she will do that, and through her own personal willpower, she's going to try to outsell them. And the final card, we got the card for the beggar. Well, one thing I can tell you, Cardi B ain't no broke ass. She ain't no broke ass bitch. That's not what this beggar card means, but this beggar card is talking about her codependent nature in relationships. The beggar card is basically saying, like, what she seeks from other people that she dates or marries, she hasn't sourced that within herself. So her soul is always crying out for sustenance, for depth, for some physical and spiritual enmeshment with her partner. It also means that she can be attention hungry as well. She might also look for a lot of validation, or feel like she might have grown up never feeling like she truly belonged. Whether that's because she felt like she was too creative or too intelligent. The one thing about the beggar is that the beggar is very humble, so they can see the divine in everyone and everything, regardless of their wealth or status, which is why in her song she's like, I don't need a rich nigga, I just need somebody to make me feel safe. I think that's how it goes. But she probably didn't. Do y'all think she... Okay, I got a question. Do y'all think that Cardi B wrote, let's say, at least 7 songs on her album? If you think that she wrote at least 7 songs on her album, say, let me know in the comments. If you don't think she did, let me know in the comments. Okay, y'all did not come to me to quiz y'all. Y'all came to me for a reading. The other thing for the beggar is that if Cardi B was broke, and when she has been broke, she doesn't like being broke. She's always grateful. She's cool living the simple life. But the other thing about the beggar card is that she may be so codependent that she looks at it as devotion. Like, I stuck around with you. I held you down. I went all these places with you. I did things I didn't want to do. I slept with people I didn't want to sleep with. I, made money in ways I didn't want to make money. I did this for you. But it's like, that wasn't devotion. That was you being codependent. And so she might find herself constantly acting out or constantly pleading for her partners to love her. And she might not ever find someone that can match her. Cardi B has a very huge capacity for love. She might not find somebody in the next, let's say, year from now, that can love her as deeply as she would like. Okay. All right. So because now we are going to get into Stefon Diggs and Stefon Diggs' personality. I'm sure that a lot of you all want to know, what is his personality like? I did do an astrological analysis of Cardi B and Stefon Diggs, and I'll share with y'all what I got. I know I've been like, oh yeah, I'm gonna share this astrological analysis and tell y'all what I see, and I don't never do it. I just keep shuffling the fucking cards. I know y'all are pissed off with me about that, so I apologize. But again, please hit the skull emoji if you are enjoying this reading, and make sure that you go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com and purchase a private psychic reading from me. Again, go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com and purchase a private psychic reading from me. The final thing that I can tell you is that I will be offering New Year's readings at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of January the 1st. So you probably want to book those New Year's readings early. New Year's readings are going to tell you what does the new year have in store for you. And I'm an incredibly accurate reader. All right, so the first card that we get for Stefon Diggs is the card for the hero. This card for the hero is basically saying that Stefon Diggs has a very, he has a patriarch. I mean, I've never seen an interview of him, but don't be surprised if in interviews this hero attribute shows up, saying that basically like he has a patriarchal mindset. He's a stereotypical man. I don't think that even because he's a millennial or whatever, I don't think that's changed his attitude towards like gender roles, women, any of that. But what makes him such a powerful athlete is that with him showing up as the hero, he's going to face his fears. He's not going to run away from them. The other thing about the hero card is that he's very selfless. So what makes him similar to Cardi B is the Avenger. He's a selfless person. So you got the Avenger that's like, bitch, I'm gonna go to war for you. You got the hero that's like, I'm gonna turn my pain into my purpose. I'm gonna inspire other people to find courage in their lives. I'm gonna be victorious over my enemies. There's some similarities there. But the issue with the hero is that they're always defining their worth through conquest. Like, what can I achieve? What can I conquer? And I feel like what he how he sees Cardi B, he sees her as somebody that he can conquer. Like she's, she's unpredictable, she's outrageous, she's fun, and funny. But for his own personal empowerment, he's like, this is a mountain that I'm willing to climb. This isn't that Captain Save a Hoe energy. This is that I get an adrenaline rush just from the challenge. That's what I'm looking for. There ain't no fear in me. There ain't no bitch in me. I'm going to rise to the top. So he's willing to endure whatever life throws at him so that he can get to where he's meant to be. So he looks at adversity as a form of an initiation. Like, I got to get through this shit. And once I get through this, I'm going to be made better. I'm going to be made whole. I'm going to get through from the other side. That's what he feels. We got the card for the thief. The thief card is basically saying that it's talking about the forbidden, or the, this is like forbidden knowledge. This is like the information about him that he doesn't want to get out about himself. I'm going to take back what was stolen from me, but also I don't mind taking from other people to get what I need. So he has a tendency to be deceptive and also a tendency to be entitled. The thief card is basically saying he does have a little bit of Robin Hood in him, where he, I don't know if he plays in the NFL or the NBA or the WNBA. I just know that he's an athlete. Anyway, he is going to challenge some oppressive structures. He is going to take the gatekeepers in his industry to task. Not only that, I feel like if there are gatekeepers or power players on his team, he's going to challenge them. He's going to stand up for himself. He ain't no bitch. That's what I get from this. It's like he's a fun time, but he ain't no bitch. He ain't gonna just let you trample over him. The other thing that I get from him is that he can be very detached as well. The thief card isn't exactly speaking about him stealing. It's more so him. He will take a shortcut to get to his goal. If he doesn't have to master this particular aspect of himself through discipline, he's like, well, shit, I'll take that shortcut. I ain't got to do it. I can get where I need to be. Also, the thief card is basically saying that he'll also try to get even with you too. He ain't above. Yeah, he's just not above getting even with you. That's it. All right, and we're back. So yeah, that was the card that we had for Stefon Diggs, the hero and the thief. Next card that we get, the Don Juan. I cannot make this shit up. Why would this card come out? These are just the things I think when I look at him. I'm like, okay, this man is really handsome. He has this like high school whatever. Let's say your high school was like mine, Whitehaven. Like Mr. Whitehaven. He has that sort of pageant look, like, Mr. Congeniality. You know what I'm saying? But he also looks like he looks to me like he be getting it in, like with women. I hate that I have to be that specific, because now it's gonna have y'all asking, like, did you hear something else? Did you hear? Why you have to be specific like that? Find out next time when we do a reading. But anyway, the Don Juan card is talking about he has an addiction to validation in romantic relationships, or validation through sex. The Don Juan card is always usually often associated with the male, that is a seducer, but it really just speaks to the masculine energy of seduction, that he uses love and sex as a currency for control. Let's put it that way. And the way that he can touch you and look at you, it can make you feel alive. I wouldn't be surprised if the women that he's been with say that after a sexual encounter with him, that they feel more creative, or they feel like they're more in tune with who they truly are. Also for him, intimacy is a very sacred act. Like the foreplay, this card is basically saying foreplay for him, that is a full course meal. That is, he could probably teach a graduate studies class on intimacy, because the Don Juan personality type gives him this ability to channel his erotic energy through some very creative mechanisms, like his hands or toys. Anyway, but he also has to learn that physical and sexual attraction are a form of divine energy, and to be careful not to use that energy to manipulate situations. Because this card says that he's charming, but he can exploit that charm. And in addition to that, he can oftentimes he might mistake the amount of attention that he's getting from a woman as a form of love. It shows with him as the Don Juan card that he might enjoy the pursuit of a relationship more than he enjoys a relationship. And the Don Juan card is also saying he has a fear of rejection. Like, he wants a woman to be consumed with his presence. He wants a woman to really feel like she can surrender to him. And if he doesn't feel like she will, he's not above pretending to be someone that he's not, to get her to express that side of herself. You know what? We got the card for the athlete. All right, we got the card for the athlete. This for him, unlike Cardi B, actually represents him being, his discipline, and when it comes to physical training, him having a competitive attitude, him using discipline as a form of self-mastery. The thing with the athlete for him is that the athlete lives in this world of constant repetition, constantly having to be focused. This is me using my social psychology degree. But athletes learn that their greatness is not achieved just through their talent. They have to train their body and mind to serve their spiritual goals. So for him, he uses the gym. He uses sports to build his confidence. Not to build his ego, to build his confidence. And he's able to inspire his teammates through that same discipline. They see him as someone that's going to persevere through obstacles and challenges. They see him as someone that's incredibly focused. But the shadow side of the athlete is that with this Don Juan card being beneath it, he can exploit his body for attention. He might equate his body's physical performance on the field and inside the bedroom with his own personal worth. And the other thing with the athlete is that they can be masochistic. They might they might become overly disciplined to punish themselves because they feel like in some way that they were inadequate, and in order to work on that, they have to be hard on themselves and work on that aspect themselves as a form of punishment so that they can get better. This also is showing for me, like, I get this vibe from him that rest means that, like, rest is equivalent to weakness. Like, yeah, you know, there's having fun, but when it comes to, like, the on season or gaming season, whatever they call it, he has to be devoted to his craft. Why are they getting these same cards, man? Okay. He's got the Avenger card. So this is saying that he can go balls to the wall. This man can throw hands. He is very protective of his family. I get that he's going to be incredible. He's going to be more protective of his children than he is of the mothers of those children. Also, he has the Avenger card is basically saying that he has the propensity to try to enact revenge or to try to get his lick back with people or on people. I'm just gonna go to another card because what this Avenger card really just means very much the same thing that it meant for Cardi B, and that's crazy as hell that both of them got two of these same goddamn cards coming out. And let me really shuffle these. But what he and Cardi share in common with that Avenger card coming out is that both of them can feel morally superior based around, like, what their values, their beliefs, their opinions are. Like, Cardi B feels like she's a morally superior person because she did not vote for Donald Trump. I ain't gonna lie to you, bitch. I feel like I'm a morally superior person because I ain't vote for them. Anyway, all right. The card for the Angel. He does have a sweet side to himself. He is a natural healer, and he finds himself always having to be kind. So I doubt that you'll be able to get him to act out of character on camera or around his teammates or anything like that, because it's showing that he has his predominant mood is to be loving, and his predominant mode of his modus operandi is to serve. He's to be a humble servant. I also get from this that he is religious. Now he may not be going to church every day. He might not be prayerful, but I do feel like he has a connection to God. He feels that he has to connect with some sort of higher power in order to bless his success or to continue to maintain his success. He also feels like he has to live his life being as benevolent to people as possible. He's not a very critical person. So what this means is that he has a tendency to force his kindness. He might let his homeboys get away with things that he knows are not right. So in a way that he can enable their dysfunction instead of correcting them. But he also doesn't feel like it's always his job to do that. He also likes to be seen as perfect as well. Like, he knows he's not perfect, It's not that he cannot deal with criticism, but because of this athlete card, he's always working to perfect his craft. He's always working to make sure that his reputation is seen as angelic. He wants to be seen as someone that's always peaceful, someone that tries to avoid controversy and controversial topics. And he also wants to be seen as someone that has an undeniable inner strength. Okay, the final card that we're drawing is the card for the seeker. So this is saying that he's always looking for something new. He has an unconventional mind. I don't feel like he is pure scholar. I don't feel like he's pure conspiracy theorist. His mindset is a mixture of both. He has a soul that's not complacent. And his soul's life purpose is to journey towards better understanding life. So he feels that he's forever a student. And he's always looking for the truth. He's also very teachable, like when it comes to listening to men. Maybe not so much in his relationships, but I do feel like with other men, he tries to remain a teachable person. And in addition to that, he uses the knowledge that he acquires about himself to inspire other people to question themselves and to grow. In relationships, he can be very addicted to searching for the perfect relationship. He does have a fear of commitment and a fear of being controlled. And the seeker card is also saying that he has a tendency to, like, imagine somebody being in a library and they're supposed to be writing a paper for a class. All those books that are in the library are not relevant to that paper that you need to write for that class. Stefon Diggs is the sort of person that's going to read through all the books in the library. And he feels that because I'm moving, because I'm reading, because I'm constantly shuffling through books, I'm progressing. But it's like, no, you're not actually progressing towards your goal. You're just studying a whole bunch of shit. Does that make sense? So that should explain the seeker archetype, that he has a very deep faith in something, someone. Maybe it's himself, maybe it's a higher power, maybe it's a little bit of both. But this is basically saying that he is not okay with not having knowledge. He's not okay with uncertainty. If anything, he's going to try to get to the bottom of things, try to get as much clarity about life or a situation as possible. And once he feels that he knows the truth, he's going to bring that truth to light, unless that truth damages his reputation in some way. Okay, that's pretty much it for the personality analysis. I did want to share with y'all, and this is going to be my first time doing this, so let me know if I need to do more of this stuff. But I did ask, like, what are Cardi B's issues with Stefon Diggs? What are Stefon Diggs' issues with Cardi B? And let me go to my notes, my cliff notes. So we're going to start with Cardi B's issues with Stefon Diggs. Her first issue is that he's unpredictable. His unpredictability destabilizes her nervous system. She doesn't always feel emotionally safe around him. It also, the astrological report also said she doesn't always feel seen either. Her emotions, he distorts, like, basically he doesn't see her clearly. He distorts her emotions, or he might dismiss her feelings. It also says that their communication can get very combative, with that their words can cut each other instead of building a connection. It also showed that sexually, her strength dominates him. Like, her sexual appetite is out of this world, but for him, he tries to dominate that. So it's like he's attracted to it, but it's kind of like it's intimidating for him as well. So she might have a higher sex drive than he does. It also showed that he spiritually betrays her as well. According to her natal chart, she expects loyalty and reciprocity, but because of the way that he's wired in his natal chart, he often brings confusion. He also triggers her abandonment issues as well. He makes her feel like her emotions are too much. It also said that Cardi B carries some ancestral pain. That she comes from generations of people that have felt rejected and unseen in their relationships. It also showed that he doesn't often validate her reality. That he does have a tendency to gaslight her or to engage in what's known as emotional avoidance. He does violate her trust, and he does not keep unspoken soul level vows. So take that for what you will. Him, on the other hand, Cardi B overwhelms his nervous system. So he feels invaded, even if she's not trying to be that way. He sees her as emotionally intense. It also showed in his natal chart that he has an issue with feminine power more generally. So he sees her as feminine chaos. He sees her as a woman that's very powerful, but also sexually wild and emotionally unpredictable. He doesn't feel emotionally safe around her because she's unpredictable in her vulnerability. He doesn't know how to hold space for that. He's also very avoidant. So she has a need to get to the bottom of the truth, but he doesn't always provide an outlet for that to happen. Another thing that I saw is that he has mother wounds. His maternal environment was emotionally unstable, and Cardi B does replay that chaos from his childhood. Stefon is also a control freak, and he doesn't like to feel controlled either. He feels like he has to tame Cardi B. He often tries to regain control in their relationship by withdrawing or trying to create some confusion. He often feels small in their relationship. Cardi B wants a partner that's going to evolve and transform with her, but Stefon is often looking for a relationship that's comfortable and, pleasureful. And that's pretty much all I'm going to say for right now. But if y'all want more information about them, I can definitely do that. But we're going to dive into the card reading for Stefon Diggs and Cardi B. But then shit, y'all might not. The first question that we gonna ask is, how deep is their love for each other? So we'll split it in half. Here we'll put Cardi B. Here we'll put Stefon Diggs. We're gonna see how deep is. Let's see how deep is Cardi B's love for Stefon. Shit. Another thing I want to know is did he tell her about the other children that he was having? But shit, I know y'all asses is like, but why would Cardi B have another baby by him? I mean, Everything is not as it seems. Hit the skull emoji if you're enjoying my reading. Oh, shit. Okay, let me see. Sorry that this is taking so long, but according to the comments, y'all said that y'all enjoy hearing the shuffle and seeing me lay out the cards and shit. And I'm gonna just keep it in there because y'all said keep it in there, so I'm gonna keep it in there. Okay, so right now, this Eight of Cups for Cardi B is saying that she's been through, like, he's disappointed her. She's disappointed in how this relationship has turned out. But she's really disappointed in herself because this Eight of Cups is saying that she's incredibly attached to him, though. Like, she doesn't, there's this incredibly powerful, like, magnetism that she has, with him, almost as though she's under his spell. The Tower card is saying that she's trying to keep from breaking under the pressure of the disappointment. So I feel like for right now, she's just saying to herself, I don't want to add any extra stress to what I already got going on in my life. Yeah, he's doing stuff that I don't like, but I've been through worse, and I'm gonna get through this in my life. This King of Swords is saying that he does have a tendency to be verbally abusive with her. And he says a lot of things that cut her. And it's not like he calls her out of her name, but the verbal abuse shows up in him withdrawing in the conversations, either like stonewalling her or talking over her. But she is, what I do get is that she is very attached to him. And it's the sex is what is bound to her. This Tower card is basically like, I'm getting dick down. I'm getting some good dick. Like, he breaking her ass down in the bedroom and building her back up. And so it's like the dick can fix her attitude, but the dick ain't fixing her heart. She's trying to keep from being heartbroken with him. This Page of Cups is clarifying the Eight of Cups. She's still hoping that there is more there with him. She's hoping that he's not an immature little boy. She's hoping that his words match his actions. And she's also hoping that his words and actions match his feelings. She doesn't plan to go anywhere. Right now, she's like, the relationship is stable, things are stable. I'm gonna figure it out. That's what's gonna happen. But the Seven of Swords is talking about perpetual infidelity. So while they may be in a publicly committed relationship, the Seven of Swords is saying that she still keeps a very watchful eye on him. So I don't feel like everything is hunky dory, but I also don't see her saying whoop-de-doo. So the things that she's discovering, that's what breaks her heart. And she doesn't always have the opportunity to bring it up to him. It's like the time that they do get to spend together, they're smashing with each other. They're smashing. And he's blowing her to smithereens. This Four of Swords is basically saying she's at a place of rest. Like, right now is not the happiest place that she could be. But she also feels that she's been in much darker spaces. And right now, she feels as though she can make this one a pit stop. Let's see. Do we get any more information about this? They do have a friendship, but this is a friendship based around sex. Like, I feel like they've invited other women into the bedroom, and so I feel like they do get a. Of course, look, y'all. I've told y'all this before. I'm a psychic reader. I don't know what the fuck I be talking about. I just be making shit up. Do not believe this. None of these things are true. This is for entertainment purposes only. You are reading a fan fiction novel. You're watching a literal fan fiction story told by some tarot cards. Get your crazy ass off of here and stop listening to this bullshit. But they have mutual sexual interest in women, and I feel like that's helped them to build a really good friendship with one another. But this Chariot card is saying that they're still going in two different directions, though. Like, maybe. Well, let's see. What are they getting from these experiences? What does Cardi get? 9 of Wands, 8 of Wands. They're both getting something similar. Like, they're getting their rock solid. But this 9 of Wands is saying that Cardi is secretly hoping that this can put. She's hoping that these experiences can bring more structure to their relationship. It can bring more relationship to the relationship. Like, because right now it's like, what is this? Like, we're saying we're committed, but where is this headed? Are we really heading towards commitment, or are we just simply saying like we're publicly in a relationship with each other? For him, what he's able to get out of this is like, I'm able to get a lot of sex. I'm able to get round the clock. And I'm able to get it when I want it and with women that I want to see it with. The other thing is that he's not often the one. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to bring it up or ask like, "Hey, can we have a threesome?" She's inviting them. She's bringing it up. So that's how deep things go for her. And my question for you is: do you want a relationship like this? Do you respect the type of Do you respect how this sort of relationship? I respect it. I respect what they have. Do I want this type of relationship? No. But shit, right now I don't want a fucking relationship. That's just why. Who knows? Maybe tomorrow I want to dildo up my butt. Maybe tomorrow I want a threesome with 2 women. Maybe tomorrow I want Cardi B. Okay, y'all came here for the reading. Y'all didn't come here for my dialogue. So for Stefon Diggs, how deep is his love? The Chariot came out again. He's internally conflicted. I don't exactly feel like Cardi B is 100% his physical preference. Like these 2 horses standing out here to me, I wouldn't be surprised if Stefon Diggs ended up settling down with a white woman. But I'm not saying that he will. That's just what I get. Ace of Cups. He's still feeling the relationship out. Sexually, it's adventurous for him, but emotionally, he's not all the way locked in. He's cool saying this. He's cool saying like that's my girl, but he's not trying to take things to a level where he's like that's my wife. The 10 of Cups is here. Their families get along. Like he's brought her around his children, and he's been around her children. Her children really do like him. He's not trying to play the role of a father figure, but they would like to see him around more often to be a father figure. I think that he really does like her kids. But the vibe that I get from him is that he's child friendly. He likes children in general. He's wanted her for a while. So this is like a dream come true for him. He is very attracted to her. This King of Swords comes up again. And then the Lovers. In his mind, like somewhere down the road, he does want to, make things more serious. But I think that this King of Swords is also saying, like, with her still being legally married, he is taking advantage of that. Like, he's saying, like, we don't have to put, we don't have to give our relationship form and direction because you're still married. Like, you still have to you still got to clean that up first. Like, so I do feel like he's using that to stall for time. But this Lover's card is saying that he feels like she's a good compliment to him. So they're on two different wavelengths. I think this is one of them situations where it's like the dude is happy. The dude is happy because the girl is usually shutting the fuck up. But the girl is unhappy because she's holding on to all these feelings and harboring all of these pent up emotions, and she can't say what she wants to say. But guess what? We're gonna pull some more cards from Stefon Diggs. Let's get some more clarity. He's looking for this relationship to pay off as far as endorsements. And she's trying to make some things shake for him. With this Queen of Wands, I feel like Cardi B wants to uplift him. I feel like she wants him to acquire more prosperous career opportunities through her. I feel like she wants to do this to rub it in her husband's face, though, because the Queen of Wands does have a jealous streak. Like, she's not doing this selflessly, but he's also seeking out opportunities as well. But this Eight of Pentacles is basically like, it's the card of the apprentice. It's saying, like, I'm in it to win it. I'm gonna see this through because at the end of all this, I expect this to elevate my career. I'm not doing all this for nothing. So he does again. He expects this to pay off. So that's what I see for them as far as like how deep their love goes and stuff. Does she know about the babies that he had on the way? Let's see that. Do y'all think that Cardi B knew about the kids that he had on the way? Let me know in the comments. Also, hit the skull emoji if you're enjoying this reading. Let's see. First card, Three of Clubs. Mixed messages. Some of them. So the Three of Clubs is saying there were maybe the baby he had in October 2024. He let her know about, but some of these other ones did catch her off guard, or maybe it's she knew about the ones this year, but maybe not the ones from last year. But he hasn't been completely forthcoming with her. Is what I'm seeing. She's not judging him for it. She's not looking at him sideways. She's just kind of like, I mean, you was doing you. Like, that's how she's looking at it. She's like, you were doing you. It's not like these women are. She's basically like setting a deadline. Like, if a bitch gets pregnant after July of 2025, we got an issue. But if it was before that, we'll deal with it. We'll figure it out. But this is also saying that there are some things that he's not being forthcoming about. Maybe timelines or the quality of the relationship that he had with these women. These may not have just been escorts or freak offs or just bitches that he was fucking. Like, there may be some deeper layers to it. Well, basically her ancestors are like, girl, get the fuck out. Like, leave this alone. I got the 5 of hearts. Her ancestors are like, leave this alone because we see you getting your heart broken. This is gonna put you in an emotional crisis. Like, you're going to be very sad when all of this is over. You're gonna be boohoo crying. Maybe not on TikTok or Twitter spaces, but you're gonna be boohoo crying, and this is gonna deeply affect you. Her ancestors are warning her that he is going to continue being dishonest with her. The Joker. In his future. So yeah, in his future, like, whether or not he's honest or not, her ancestors are not saying. Her ancestors are pretty much like, it's unpredictable. But they are urging that she holds steady to her principles and prepares to exit. They are urging her to leave. In the past, she stayed due to her being in therapy. I feel like Cardi B has been in therapy. I feel like her therapist encouraged her to settle down and to lean into what she had going on because she was so attached to him. The other thing that I'm feeling is this 3 of clubs. These sexual experiences that she's had with him have been, it's almost like they're ingrained in her soul. Like, they replay at the back of her mind. Like, I'm not giving that shit up. Like, that was good to my body. That was nourishing for the soul. So pretty much, like, her therapist is like, well, if it makes you happy, you need to, probably, like, don't settle, but settle in. Maybe not settle down, but settle in and see what it's like. Her ancestors like, bitch, fuck that. Like, what are you doing? Okay, so every time she finds out about a kid that he's having, I got the 9 of spades. It comes crashing down. Like, she wants to cry. She wants to have a panic attack. She wants to blow up, but she can't do shit but surrender to it. She's like, I've got to engage in radical acceptance. I'm shocked. And this new information has changed my life because the way that I thought things would play out with me and him having, a lot of time for me and for our children is not playing out that way. So she feels that she's had her honeymoon phase robbed. She feels that she's been robbed of her honeymoon phase multiple times. Am I making sense? She wants to leave. She's not allowing herself to leave. She's not ready for that change of lifestyle. This 5 of spades is pretty much like, I would feel better leaving if I was divorced. I don't want to leave him now and still be married because I'm single in a stigmatized way. Like, for her, she's like, if I leave, it has to at least look to the general public that this is a form of me going through a very deep transformation, and I don't want to leave under these conditions. She got the Queen of Spades. Her ancestors are telling her that she has to operate with a higher understanding of her integrity. This Queen of Space is saying that it's basically saying like the Nine of Space. It's like things are crashing down. These things are not in your control. And everything that's leaving, everything that you're losing is making space for something new to come in. You no longer have to deal with the burden or the pressure of these responsibilities that were imposed on you. This Queen of Space is saying, yeah, but you were accepting these responsibilities. You took these responsibilities on, and you took on these responsibilities, or you tried to get into a relationship with Stefon Diggs as a way to control him. Stop trying to control other people. Control yourself. That's what the Queen of Space, when you get the Queen of Space, is telling you, don't try to control other people, control yourself. But her ancestors are working tirelessly to get this message across to her. So if she, they haven't turned their backs on her. They're pretty much like, look, we're gonna keep saying the exact same thing. She getting all these damn spades in the past. I feel like definitely one of these kids from this year, because this Ace of Spades is in the past, like one of these pregnancies has caught her the fuck off guard. It has shocked her. Like, let me pull another card. Yeah, this was new information that made her jaw drop. Let's see how we're gonna look and see how she handled it, like with him. Like, did she bring it up to him? But in the future, this is gonna cost her. Staying in this relationship is gonna cost her financially. It's either gonna cost her fan base, it will cost her platform, or it's gonna cost her some sort of opportunity. So this is coming in the future. This is saying if she stays and tries to hold on as to the relationship as it is, she will see financial some very significant financial challenges. Like, this could be like, getting dropped from your label, losing this deal. It's significant. It can't be overlooked, and yes, it will be because of this relationship. So she needs to be careful. But let's look and see, how has Cardi B responded? Like, typically, like, how does she handle it? How do y'all think she handles it? Like, when this stuff be coming out, like, what does she be saying? Like, bitch, you a motherfucker, or I'm so happy for you. Let me buy you some flowers for the baby. Let me go and get some Similac. Is it Similac? I ain't got no kids. All right. She remains self-possessed. She remains self-possessed. She holds it all in. She is swallowing her pride. She is swallowing her pride so much so that when she finishes having her baby, she's gonna need lipo to suck the pride out of her stomach. But that's how much she's swallowed it. For right now, she just wants to keep things peaceful and keep the friendship intact. But she is jealous. She's very possessive of him. She doesn't like the information that she's gotten. But above her is the Joker card, where her ancestors are like, but the joke's on you. We told you what's up. You didn't hold on to your principles. You didn't hold on to your values. That's why we were telling you about a higher level of integrity. Like, he still would have had these kids, but we would have saved you from this. The Queen of Hearts also represents pregnancy, but I don't want to say anything till I pull another card. Seven of Clubs is exactly what I thought. This stresses her body out. Like, it's not good for her. Like, she's under a significant amount of stress because of these this information that comes out, it's a betrayal. It's the Seven of Clubs. She's lost faith in relationships. This is causing her to become very pessimistic. But she's like, maybe we can still salvage things. Maybe we can still work on the friendship. Seven of Spades. More trouble is coming if she continues to stay. Eight of Clubs in the past. She may have gotten a reading that foretold what's coming or what's happening for her. But also it shows from this Eight of Clubs, like, some of these women may have tried to have gotten in contact with her, but she deliberately avoids hearing that information. Nine of Diamonds. She's bought him very nice things. Very, very nice things. Not saying that he can't buy it for himself, but she's bought him some nice stuff. And I think that she's done it to show her appreciation, but also, like, to keep him loyal to her. We got the Ten of Spades. She's gonna work overtime to make this relationship work. Like, she's going balls to the wall. Five of Clubs in the ancestor position. Her ancestors are saying the same thing. Like, leave. Like, it's leave, separate. Like, at least intellectually, like, let go a little bit. Six of Clubs. This is basically saying this is a card of divine orchestration. There will be a betrayal. That it will be an undeniable betrayal. One that she can't stay in this relationship for. And I feel like this is gonna be public, but she's not gonna be able to stay in a relationship. His karma won't allow it. No matter how hard she works, his karma's not going to allow it. There's going to be something that he brings upon himself that damages his reputation, and she's not going to be able to stick around. I'm going to pause things right here because guess what? Shit, I've been reading for like an hour and 15 minutes, and I got to finish this goddamn Nicki Minaj reading as well. But with all that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning into the reading. I've been your reader for today, Dr. Quintari Shakir, otherwise known as Hugonzo, and I want to leave you all with these words of wisdom from the rapper Dreezy. Gave mercy to these hoes. What would Jesus do? And I've been your reader for today, Dr. Quintari Shakir. I want you to go to www.blackspectrumnetwork.com to purchase a private psychic reading. And remember that the truth is always collaborative. Peace.
So fuel my fire, take